Hey guys, what's up? This is the Demon Corpse, and today we're talking about the end of Xbox consoles and the beginning of Xbox's probably Sega path, you could say, as a whole, because it's obvious what's going on. And with the recent stuff I've been saying about Master Chief Collection and even probably Sea of Thieves and probably Gears of War, every Xbox IP is going to probably go to the PS5 and Nintendo Switch 2. I mean, it's obvious what's going on. Microsoft is just kind of just telling people don't buy our console because we've given up because, well, Phil Spencer, I mean, he did his little all apology after Redfall being all like, oh, we can't compete, we can't do stuff. You know, that type of, like, what's the word? Type of, I can't think of the word actually, but that type of like, oh, we can't do it. Well, that's bullshit, in my opinion. It is. Because I remember the 360 era, and you actually were competing. So yeah, it's a bunch of bullcrap, I would say. Even the Xbox One, even how much the Xbox One gets, all the hate it gets, I think it's a very underrated system, in my opinion-wise. It is. There's like, even the launch of the Xbox One, there were games. Like, let's keep it there. There were games. And all the DRM and the... Okay, got it, DRM. Let's move on from that. Let's look at the games. There were actual games being released on the system. But then when Phil Spencer came along, what do we got? Literally nothing but a bunch of crap. Gears 5, flop. Halo 5 Guardians was actually good, and I have fully of now, like, just saying Halo 5 is a good game. I don't really give a shit about the story, but story sucks, but even then, gameplay, everything else about the game, 9 out of 10 at this point. It's like, in this day and age, it's actually a good game. It needs to come to PC. Let's hope for the best. But even then, what else? Sea of Thieves, flop, but has updates. Well, still flop. I don't give a shit about Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is just Hellblade, no one cares, no one remembers. That was a pump and dump. Literally, it was a hoe. You pump and dump, and you left. Indiana Jones, pump and dump. Pentiment, pump and dump. High Five Slush had its moment and then it became kind of like a pump and dump, but it may get a sequel because they sold the rights, and that's gonna be wild when that game makes more money and it's actually successful. That would be pretty funny though. I mean, it's a rhythm game, so I mean, for me it's like, okay, not my cup of tea, but okay. It probably will be somewhat successful if we got a sequel on the Switch and PS5 and Xbox, if it does get a sequel by the studio that. But you never know. I don't even know about the Evil Within. I don't know if they still own, if Microsoft owns that IP or the new studio, the new company that owns Tango. I mean, they even sold Toys for Bob. Now it's like its own company now. It's like, you bought Activision, you're now selling studios. It's like, what the... I mean, it's obvious. And then we have the Series S that I've already talked about many times of being an actual system that I would say should have never existed. They should have just made a Series X without a disk drive. And then people are going to say, oh, but they have. Well, yeah, 2 years later, maybe 3 years later, I don't even know. It was a year, it was like they announced like a Series S without a disk drive. It's white. It's like, that should have been there day one. Like, come on. And there should have been, both of them should have been 2 terabytes. They could have survived the hit with 2 terabytes on those systems, not just 1 terabyte. Like, come on. Come on, Microsoft. You could have done better with the launch of the Series X. I mean, they wouldn't be in this situation, in my opinion, and now they're stuck with a whole bunch of people that have a Series S. And I can prove this for a fact, because when I used to do DoorDash, everywhere I went, I always saw I asked people, it's like, hey, do you have a Series S? I just dropped some of them like to pick up the packages, and they said, yeah, I have a Series S. And I said, I just wanted to ask. And I just left. Some of them because, DoorDash, you can give the package, and I just asked them. And yeah, a lot of people have Series S's. It's not even like a coincidence. Like, it's not like it's a big percentage. And even statistics are showing up now with numbers online that most people have a Series S and not a Series X. And that's kind of an issue because for Xbox, just because because if you're trying to get Black Myth Wukong and that game's having issues, it may not even come to Series S. They may just say, hey, this game's not coming. So all the people who bought that system be like, oh dang, I guess I have to buy it on Steam or PS5 now. It's like, why did I buy this system? It's literally for the Call of Duty. I mean, the only people I would say that need a Series S is for people who play Call of Duty and Madden. That's literally what that system's used for. But don't worry, maybe in 20 years from now, when people can actually jailbreak the system, it'll become a good emulator. Let's keep it to that as well. It may become a pretty good emulator, but for now, it's kind of just the pump and dump of a console, you could say, for the Series S. And now we're hearing rumors of a Prime system, like a Xbox Prime, maybe a portable system coming out in 2026. And I think that's, if they do that, they're gonna really mess themselves up big time, and it's gonna be probably the end, because it's a little too early. It's too early, in my opinion, to release a system like a next gen system. I think 2028 is more better option, but you know, Microsoft, if they do this, it's gonna be probably not a good move. My opinion wise, that's just me, because how I am seeing it, but maybe they see something differently. But I know well enough that system is not selling well. It's not. It is not selling well. No one's really talking about the games Microsoft's releasing, and I mean, it's sad. I don't really like bashing Xbox, because I like Xbox. I like the, you know, the UI, the products, but I know well enough when I see bullshit. I mean, there's that new one, South of Midnight, that I think that's what's called. I don't know. It's like some like claim. I like claymation, but I mean, it's full of DEI. It's obvious it's a DEI game. It could be good gameplay wise, but I know well enough it's going to just be a pump and dump. Avowed is as well. That's going to be another game that's going to be a pump and dump soon. And Everwinter, that one game by Rare. I mean, that game, it looks decent, but I mean, with DEI that they're pushing, it's probably going to be a complete flop. I mean, they're going to go multi-platform at some point, and they're going to just announce, hey, we're done with that, with making consoles. We're moving on. Like, just buy a Fire Stick with the controller. That's the future of Xbox. I mean, it's just sad. It really is. And I'm probably, you know, in the armchair, like, looking at it as, like, the guy who's critiquing, but it's obvious what's going on. It's kind of is sad, because if they're gone, then Sony's just gonna, I don't know what Sony's gonna really do. I mean, they don't really need to compete anymore. They don't. As a whole, Nintendo doesn't need to compete because they're in their own little ecosystem. Steam, well, they don't even need to compete because that's just other. Like, if you think of Windows, you think anything gaming is Steam. I mean, that's like automatically. I mean, it's just how it is. Like, oh, I'm gonna play some games on Windows. First thing you think of is Steam. It's not Windows Store or GOG, but GOG is a good platform too. Highly recommend GOG as well. But yeah, I mean, well, they even say everything's an Xbox now. So I mean, hey, my Android phone is an Xbox. My Switch is an Xbox. My Billfold is an Xbox. I mean, it's such a bad ad. It's like, dang. Even the advertisement, the minority of people that are in that ad, it's even funnier because I know well enough that minority of people do not play games. Female wise, not male. Male is a little different because mostly it's a male dominated society for video games. And then they're going to be like, then someone's going to say, but there are females, it's pretty big. Yeah, let's look deeper into that and actually take out the mobile section. Then we'll see who plays on consoles and Windows. Yeah, it's not that big. Let's keep it to that. Even if you did on the other side as well, you take both sides, mobile as well, it's still going to be male dominated. So yeah, its opinion has been invalid. You could say about that. I can do that because I can, because First Amendment. I know, suck it. I know it pains me that your feelings got hurt, probably, for me mostly being kind of controversial with that, you could say, of a specific minority of females that probably really don't play video games. But they do. I mean, there's some of them that do, you could say, but it's not that big. And I mean, most of the people I've seen that in that minority that are females don't play video games. They just look at me out like, why you play video games? That's for babies. That's literally what they tell me. It's like, yeah. This game that's rated M is for babies. So yeah, copy on that. Yeah, yeah. Me playing Shadows of the Damned. Yeah, that's a prototype. Yeah, this is for kids or babies. Okay, copy that. It's funny. It just is, but. Still, though, I wouldn't expect that much from Xbox, sadly. Xbox is just... I mean, I hope they make a mini Xbox, OG Xbox. That would be cool. Like, you know, what they did with the PS1 Classic. I mean, they do that, everyone's just gonna put emulators on it. And that thing would be... I would buy it just to hack it. Just to put some emulators on there. Just for the heck of it. Put DuckStation, probably. Or PPSPP something, that's what it's called, for like a PSP emulator. I hope they do that. That would be funny. But really, that's about all. Like, share, and subscribe. And what's your opinion on the future of Xbox? Do you think this is the end and they're going to become like Sega? I think that's what they're doing. That's why I fully believe in that. But I know some people may think otherwise. And they have hope that Xbox is still there somehow. And I mean, I will still buy physical copies on Xbox if I can get them. I mean, I'm very picky on why I collect physical on Xbox, but I do like collecting physical on Xbox. I know it's one of those little hobbies I have that I still kind of like having because I do think it's kind of fun to collect for a system that's dying. It's kind of like what's happened with Sega, but it's like that's kind of the same thing. Like people who like Sega like collecting for Sega and it's a dead console, like those systems. But I mean, that's just me. But that's about all. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you, scavengers.